Today is Monday, September 16th, 2024, and we are out at the Ravine Lodge for Moosilauke, and we're going to head up to the Last Shore Water sign and cross over Gorge Brook, and then go up the abandoned Gorge Brook slide trail. Come out on the Carriage Road about 3/10 of a mile from the intersection with Glencliff. Go over the summit, go out Beaver Brook, and then down Asquam Ridge, and then hit the Maril Ski Loop as a section of new trail. So it should be a little under 11 miles, I think, between 10 and 11 miles. We did this bushwhack one other time, so we know now. I think we got off a little bit. There's multiple slide tracks that are overgrown in that Gorge Brook area, and so I think the other time we spent some time looking around for the correct entrance to the abandoned trail, but this time we shouldn't have to do that, so we'll see how it goes. I looked at my video from last time and it was open bushwhacking at both ends, and then the slide itself was wet because it had rained, and it hasn't been raining, so maybe it'll be a little bit easier climbing, but it wasn't difficult anyway. Wow, look at those mushrooms. Honey mushrooms. Wow, they go all the way down around these logs. Cool. All right. We are off. You can see a little bit of fall color setting in. Should be a beautiful day. It's going to be hot today, I think, actually. It's around 70 at the summit, so should be pretty toasty. We headed across Gorge Brook at the Last Shore Water sign. And you can see the woods are really nice and open. We're about 50 feet from the bottom of the slide. Is this one it?
I think this is it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of a slide run out right here. We're gonna climb up. Okay, we've kind of popped out on the slide a little bit in the open area, and there is a double blaze right there. And I believe up on top of it, there's another double blaze. Maybe the double means that you're supposed to turn.
No, there's one on top of it.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why there's one on top, because this was never for descending. I'm not going that way. I'm doing the same thing I did last time, which is to go up this. This is a definite no-fall zone. It's like from where that blaze is down here, it's like a 20-foot drop covered with wet algae. What are you doing, man? Is that the way to go, you think?
No, I wouldn't come up this way.
No? Okay.
I was going to go on the rock, but my feet are really slippery right now.
Yeah. But then from there, is that a good place to
I
go?
think coming up to here is okay.
Okay. All right. And then looking out behind us, Asquam Ridge. And looking down. Okay. Here we are. Okay, we popped out onto the upper part of the slide now. There's a blaze, a double blaze right here on that. Getting a little bit of a breeze. It's very hazy in the distance. And then this is what the bottom part is like slab, and then overgrown parts where you go through the woods, but now we're on to this part that's sort of like South Tri-Pyramid. It has a lot of small, loose gravel interspersed with larger pieces. All right. It's definitely getting overgrown. So it was much easier today on a bone dry day to get up that lower part than it was last time when it had rained previously. So my recommendation, save it for a dry day. And stay to the left maybe. I went to the right one place where I should have just stayed to the left. But, all right, we're gonna keep climbing. So fun. We're almost 2 miles in right now.
Here we go. You can see it's quite steep here.
Stairs.
Whoa. That was close. Let's see what it looks like behind us here. This one looks like off to the side.
Okay, my GoPro just went nuts, so I might have corrupted the file before this, in which case we climbed up an area that was like a loose version of the, well, South Tri-Pyramid Slide. It had gravel and other kind of large rocks, but not slab. And there was a blaze at the bottom of that section, and there's another blaze right here, right in front of John. We're gonna head up. So now we're kind of into slab again. And then this is looking out across towards the Pemi, and it's all smoky, smoggy, hazy, whatever you want to call it. All right, so we're gonna head up right here. We're now at the top part of the bushwhack, and you exit the slide really simply. Like, there's a herd path. There's nothing thick when you exit. And I'm still following a herd path. But it seems to me the closer we got to the carriage road, the more random paths there were, because it's just so open. So as long as you keep heading uphill, path of least resistance, you will hit the carriage road. Very simple bushwhacking. We are out on the carriage road now, and we popped out right where we assumed the trail was after we did this last time. We popped out earlier, so it was definitely the right spot. Followed a herd path pretty much the whole way up, although there's a lot of random paths in there. It's very open. You can't really go wrong. And I was right at 4,300 feet of elevation and 2.22 miles for me. So there's that sign, Alpine area. Hard to read. All right, we are approaching the summit. I can see people up there and the sign. And look how hazy it is out. It's even worse looking out to the west, but I'll show you a 360 view when we get up there. This is the summit area. We just had lunch. South Peak over here. And then Gorge Brook Trail comes up right through here. Looking across, it's super hazy. The Tri-Pyramids, oh, I can hardly see on here, are like right in the center over here. Kerrigan sticking up in front of the Hancocks. This is Whaleback Mountain and Flume, Liberty, Lincoln, Lafayette. The Kinsman's right over here. And then way out in the background right there, clear to me, but probably not even visible on here, I'm not sure, is Mount Washington. And then this is, oh, I can't see it. There's South Twin, Guyot. You can see a whole bunch of slides on like the face of Guyot. And then Bond and Bond Cliff in front of Washington. Oh well, hazy, hazy. We are leaving the summit now on Beaver Brook, heading north on the Appalachian Trail. And we're getting some good views now of the Kinsmans and Franconia Ridge. These are the Kinsmans. I should have one pole. Hold on. One pole. There we go. So that's North Kinsman and South Kinsman. And Mount Wolf is over there too. This is a cool area of blowdowns or spruce wave right there on Mount Blue. I don't know, we're getting into, I think this is Mount Blue right here. And
I could tell you.
The Benton Trail is going to go down this ridge right here, right? I think so.
That's Mount Blue.
Yeah, and then, of course, we have Franconia Ridge over here. And Washington, which is, I can't see it on my screen. Cool. There's an alpine zone sign here, which I think is relatively new. Bunchberry, bog bilberry, mountain cranberry, stitchwort, highland rush, and cinquefoil. Okay, those are all pretty common. Rare alpine species. I don't know about that. There are some rare species. Super rare species, but those are not them. I would say those are alpine species. And the only reason they're rare is because there's not a lot of alpine zone. On this side, this is Black Mountain in Benton, right over here. And look at all the changing color down there. My goodness. That is something else.
If it weren't so hazy, it would
I
be
know.
better.
It's super hazy. All right. Trees are way ahead of schedule, I would say. So we are going to be entering the trees literally 50 feet ahead of us, I think. And we'll have a couple little pop-out views along Mount Blue. There's at least one view out kind of to the side of Jobbledunk Ravine. And then we're going to continue on Beaver Brook, and once we get to the junction with Asquam Ridge, we're going to stay on Asquam Ridge, and we will have a view out on that to the Kinsmans. And I think that's it for views. And then we're going to do the Merrill Ski Loop, which is new to us. There is a viewpoint or a monument. I have to look at what it is. It's like some 10th Regiment monument or something. I don't know. I have to look at what it is. We'll find out when we get there. I don't know if there's a view. I think in the book it said there was like an obstructed view, or it's growing in. So that's it. We've done Asquam Ridge just once, and it was climbing it. So this will be descending it. Something new, but not new. All right, and there's our Alpine Zone, this is a new sign. It never said anything about keeping dogs on leash and close. Didn't it say something like stepping on it, removes like 100 years of progress or something? I can't remember. I do have pictures of it though. But those signs are definitely new. All right. This is the view out from along Mount Blue, looking down into the Jobeldunk Ravine, which is down in this area. And then that's the summit, and South Peak would be off of that behind. Pretty neat. Okay, Jobeldunk Ravine. Nobody knows what it's named for, but the thought is it's three guys named Joseph, William, and Duncan. But that just might be an old wives' tale. I don't know. Nobody knows. There used to be a trail that went up there. Dartmouth Outing Club maintains the trails over here, and I think this land is all Dartmouth land, and they have historically had lots of different trails and different cabins and a hotel on the summit, all kinds of stuff. So there's lots of abandoned things on Moosilauke if you are into that. We have not really explored anything in there except the little part that we did in the winter that went along the edge, and then we lost the trail. But there, that wasn't the Jobeldunk Ravine Trail or whatever it was called. That was something else. All right. So we're going to be coming up to the junction pretty soon with Beaver Brook, which will be in Asquam Ridge. We're on Beaver Brook right now. We're still on Beaver Brook heading towards Asquam Ridge. This is the section of a spruce wave. It's one of my favorite little sections out here. And Mount Jim is visible behind it. Right over here is Mount Jim. Yeah, this is always really pretty. If you can get up here by taking Beaver Brook Trail in the winter or in the shoulder season when there's still snow, it's really pretty. But this new growth is getting big now. These trees are like 6 to 8 feet tall, I'd say. Some of them are taller. We are now at the junction with Asquam Ridge, and I guess my memory is completely wrong because this is Beaver Brook coming down, and it is just straight. I don't know why I thought it wasn't. It's straight to it on Beaver Brook, but we are going to take Asquam Ridge Trail, 3.8 to Ravine Lodge. It barely looks like a trail here.
You know what the problem is? On the map,
It looks,
it bends funny, so
yeah,
that going straight is actually, that is the turn, and going,
yeah,
and
on the
making
map,
turn
right?
is going straight.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
Far.
So anyway, this is the beginning of Asquam Ridge, or the end, I should say. The beginning of it is, if I remember correctly, is like really wide, like a carriage road. But this part, not so much. It's hard to see, but right here is Mount Blue behind us. Maybe I can get it to the light to change. And we are heading up Mount Jim right now. Look at that footbed. Beautiful. Mount Jim is on, I think it's on the trail rights. It's on some list. We came out once and went to the summit, which was essentially on the trail. There was no canister or sign or anything. But recently I saw a picture of two guys standing with a sign. So I'm going to go see if we can find that. It looks like the view out to the Kinsman's is up ahead also. Let's go check it out. This is our view out to the Kinsman's. Kind of hazy right now. Also obstructed, obviously. Franconia Ridge is going to be over in here. And that's the Kinsman's right in the center. And we're almost to the summit of Mount Jim. So here we are with our nifty brand new Mount Jim sign, which is 100% positive not on the summit. But that's okay. If you continue, I'm not sure what direction is that, north? If you continue towards Moose,
Yeah.
just around the corner here, there's a beaten herd path into what I believe is the summit. So we've been out there twice. It's the highest thing around by far. And it's also not where, do you have your map open?
I do.
It's not where Gaia says the summit is. So let me see if you can drill in. This little jog out is where we've gone before, and we went today.
There's a herd path there.
There's a herd path, yeah. And then up here is where they claim the summit is. And it's a big open area, but it's definitely downhill from this stuff. You have to climb up. So don't trust the location on Gaia, because that is definitely not right. And if you are a purist, you might want to go off on the herd path. If not, the sign is right there on the trail. As you're coming up, it'll be on the it'll be on the right-hand side. Okay. So now we're just going to head down until we junction with the Merrill Ski Trail. And we're going to bump out. It should be on our left. And it's not really like a round loop. It's like a zigzagging path. So I believe that we're going to have like 170 feet of gain on it and over 1,000 feet of loss. So that's kind of nice to not have to go up too much. All right. So we're just going to continue on lovely Asquam Ridge for a while. All right, we are now at the top junction with the Merrill Ski Loop, and this is Asquam Ridge kind of turns. We just came down here. They have a nice new sign on it, and then the old sign for the Merrill Loop. We're going to head that way. It is a ski loop, but in the book it says it's great for hiking too, and it is in the book as a hiking trail. So that's why we're out doing this. Some of the other ski trails are not actually hiking trails that are like in the White Mountains. You might get mention of them in the book, but they're not actually written out like a hiking trail is. But this one is. First time for us on it. This is the Merrill Ski Loop. We just reached the height of land. Now we're descending a bit, and about 0.2 miles from here, we're going to get to the 10th Mountain Division overlook, which is a cleared viewpoint dedicated to the Dartmouth students who served in World War II. So hopefully it will still be clear and have a view. I'm not really sure what it's looking out towards. I feel like it's on the left-hand side. I don't know why it would be, though. Maybe we'll see Franconia Ridge and the Kinsmans. I don't know. But anyway, this is beautiful up here. This section in particular. Really nice. Okay, so we're at the clearing. It has a wonderful sign. It's beautiful. This clearing has definitely been cleared, but we go back out to and it's on the right-hand side, not the left. So it would be looking at moose. But those trees are so big. You can just see the edge of it right along the tree line. So if you're hoping for a view, this is not the place to come. Even in the winter, you'd have to be on 10 feet of snow. I think 4 feet wouldn't make all that big of a difference.
I don't think so either. I think maybe from back here you would be able to see over those tops. Maybe.
Maybe, but that's not really much of a view
Yeah.
either. I mean,
No.
you could just stay at the bottom and look up at, right?
Yep,
As you're walking along the road. Okay. But probably they dedicated that in the 1950s or something, and there were no trees there. I don't know. All right, so I think we're just going to take this out. There's a little spur trail that shows on Gaia, but it's not part of the White Mountain Guide. There was no mention of it at all. It goes out to a short peak. I think it was called Sayre Mountain or something like that, which is apparently not on the 500 highest because I don't have it in my list. So I'm not really sure if that's just like a herd path that enough people have done and then it shows up as a trail on Gaia because it's crowdsourced, kind of like all trails is. I don't know. We're not planning to go out there. We're trying to do the White Mountain Guide trails, and that's not one of them. So if we find we need it later, we'll come back. But if not, we're just gonna take this down. It's gonna junction with Asquam Ridge, pretty close to the end of Asquam Ridge, and then just walk out Asquam Ridge and be done. All right, we're near the bottom of the ski loop, and there's this little building here that's got some firewood in it and a sign that says John Rand Cabin. But then when we look on Gaia, it shows a spur going out to like a building, so the cabin must be out here. Let's go see.
They probably have Wi-Fi.
They probably have Wi-Fi. Yeah, it's for Dartmouth outing kids, right? They got to get their homework done. I don't know how... Well,
I see a
do you see it?
roof over there.
Oh yeah, I see it too. I thought, wow, that's a really lame cabin. There's not even a seat in it. I know. There we go. That's a cabin.
That looks more like a lodge.
Yeah, it does. It's nicer than a cabin. It's big. Looks bigger than Harvard cabin. Look at that. Wow. That's cool. It's got a plaque on it. Let's go see what it says. The John A. Rand Cabin, dedicated to John A. Rand, class of 38, in deep appreciation for his 41 years of outstanding service to the Dartmouth Outing Club and the Out of Doors by the students of the Dartmouth Outing Club. Wow, it's got a really nice porch. Oh wow. It's got a thermometer, it's got chairs and a bench, an obstructed view. Rocking chairs, no less. Boy, if I sit down, I'm never getting up. Got nice chairs. I think you can go in. The window is open. Shall we see? It's just like the Harvard cabin. Wow, they've got great stuff in here. And hair or something, some kind of fur, chinking the... as chinking. Someone left their glasses here. This is locked up as it should be because people suck. Wow, that's cool. I'm assuming it's just in use by the Dartmouth Outing Club. Oh, I guess there we go. Oh, that's neat. And then there's a, maybe that's for, what do you think that's for?
I don't know, actually. That could be garbage.
Could be garbage, could be bear stuff, could be ashes, maybe? And a Privy. Look at that. Privy back there. I'm not walking back to the Privy. Do you want to walk back to the Privy?
Let me take a look.
I mean, we could. Sure. Cover all the trails, right?
All of the trails.
Sure, this is riveting information. How far back is it?
I don't know. I thought maybe it would just be right here.
Well, it's kind of close to be there, but they want. Maybe it's one of those ones where you're sitting out in the open, just like.
Those are kind of cool, huh?
Boy, you have to go to the Privy in the middle of the night. I see it.
I see it.
It's quite a ways
It's
out.
open?
Oh, it's cute. I don't know.
Let me go check.
Let's go look. But first you have to go over bog bridges. It's tricky at night. Yeah?
Look at that.
Did they paint it and decorate it inside too? It looks like it.
But it's fully usable. I'm going to use it, I think.
Hold on. Yes, it's got a picture. The mice have been chewing the paper. Yep. Okay, cool. Well, there you have it. If you're ever desperate, you can walk quite a ways to get to the Privy. We just ran back together with Asquam Ridge and then it split off. So if you wanted to go to the Ravine Lodge or the bunkhouses, you could take the right fork. And I can see there's some houses and stuff down behind us right there. But if you just want to go out to the parking area, you just stay straight. And we're coming right up to it. So that was nice. It was a nice surprise to see that cabin in Privy. I had no idea. I mean, I did read something about the cabin, but it didn't really stick with me, obviously. All right, so successful day. It was a little over 10.25 miles or so. And what time is it right now? 6 hours and 50 minutes. That includes all of our stop time. So, not too bad. Now Merrill.
There we go.
Here he is. Renovated and okay. Well, they just renovated it. It must have been a different renovation. Because it was renovated about 5 years ago, I think. All right. And this is the end of the trail. Here we go. All done.